Hi everyone, this is Kavita for SITAARRE TV. Today you're about to meet actor Kunal Kemmu. As a child artist, he's been in films such as Hum Hai Rahi Pyar Ke and Zakham. And as an adult, he's been in wonderful movies such as Kalyug, Golmaal and Traffic Signal, just to name a few. I had the distinct honor and pleasure of having him in the Bay Area. He was here for New Year's Eve celebrations for It's Rocking 2011 with AAA Entertainment, Instant Karma, Biryani Bowl, Paranta Point in association with Flextronics. So please welcome Kunal Kemmu. Hi Kunal, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here in the Bay Area.
It's a pleasure being here. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah. And your New Year's Eve was really rocking. Tell me about your experience here in the Bay Area. Is this your first time actually?
No, it's actually my second time here. I was here 3 years ago, but unfortunately then I was here only for like 3 days. Actually, you'd never have enough time to spend here because it's so beautiful and the weather is perfect and the food's been great, courtesy Biryani Bowl.
Yes.
And I think I've not had such good biryani outside India.
All right. Yeah.
In fact, a lot of places in India don't serve such great biryani. But yes, and we had this wonderful party that was organized by AAA Entertainment and Instant Karma, which was called It's Rocking.
Yes.
And it definitely was rocking. The vibe was so good. The people were wonderful, and I think we had a great time being a part of it, and I think it was a good way of bringing in the new year.
And did you get to see any sights in the Bay Area? I mean, you've been here for a couple of days, so kal kya kiya?
Well, yes, I have a lot of family also here. मेरे कुछ cousin भाई और बहन हैं जो यहाँ रहते हैं. उनसे मुलाकात हुई. What I did yesterday for the first time in my life was I went to the shooting range and I actually fired live rounds of bullets from a gun, which was awesome. And before that, we went to the San Francisco city. We saw, I saw it for the second time, the Golden Gate Bridge and the Fisherman's Wharf, and we had a nice dinner at a Japanese restaurant. So it's fun, and like I said, I'm a little bit upset that we are leaving today. Okay. I would have loved to spend more time, and I can see the clouds just over the mountains. Yes. I would have loved to go to the Mission Peak, had a little bit of a trek, and do so much more. But next time.
Tell me about your current projects right now.
Well, as of now, there are 3 projects that are going to go on floor, but unfortunately, fortunately, we haven't named them as yet. So there is a project that I'm going to do with my directors who did this film with me called 99, which is going to be a multi-starrer, which I will immediately start work on when I get back. Other than that, there is another film that I'm going to be starting with Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, which again is not named as yet. And then there is one more in pipeline, but things are not very concrete on that. So yeah, so there are a couple of films coming this year.
Let's talk about your experience as a child artist and the work that you did in those films.
Well, honestly, for me, it just started as a hobby. In fact, before I did Hum Hai Rahi Pyar Ke, I remember I wouldn't be comfortable with the whole fact of being in front of the camera with so many people. But I did it once for television, and I remember watching myself on television, and a couple of people come and say, "Oh, we saw you on television." I was like, "Wow, this is good." Okay. So let's see. And luckily, somebody had seen what I had done on television, and I got offered Hum Hai Rahi Pyar Ke, which again, like I said, wasn't a big deal for me. But I was like, "Wow, let's see how it feels to be on the 70mm screen," and that's how the journey started as a kid. And I was lucky enough to be a part of good projects and work with good makers. Mahesh Bhatt being the most important out of those, because he directed that first film, and his last film as a director and my last film as a child actor was Zakham, which was a really special film for me, him, all of us, and for me more so because I think it was because of that film that I decided that people do like me. So if I do want to be an actor when I grow up, I have to take a break because people have accepted me as a child actor. If I grow up on screen, they will not probably accept me as a mature individual or a hero of a film. So that's why I took the 6 years gap, and Mr. Mahesh Bhatt was the person who launched me again in Kalyug, and it's been good ever since.
Yeah, and I was going to comment on that there are so many child actors that come, but they don't transition from being a child actor to an adult actor. And you made that conscious decision. So what was your experience like in Kalyug? And tell our viewers out there a little bit about the film.
It was wonderful. In fact, a lot of people don't know that Kalyug was initially called Blue Film because it was the story of. It was a realistic story because those were the things that were happening in the country then. People were misusing technology, and there were a lot of hidden webcams being put into hotel rooms, and people were recorded in their private moments, and they were just flashed over the internet, and it was a very topical subject then. So they wanted to make a film which was about this one man who takes it up against the world of pornography, and he he goes head on about it. So eventually it was called Blue Film. So I don't think anybody wanted to associate themselves with a film like that.
Yes.
But when Bhatsab told me the story of the film, which I really loved, I said, I don't care what you call this film, because at the end of the day, when they're going to watch it, if they're going to watch it, they're going to see this film for what it is. And luckily, by the time the film got made, they realized that it wasn't, because it was a bold subject for India anyways, so that maybe the title would take away a lot of audience from the film. So they named it Kalyug then. And that's how that happened, and I'm so proud and happy to be a part of that film, because all of us were young. The director was young. He's like 2 years older to me. I was 21 when I started that film, and the director was like 23. So it was a young team who just believed in the project, went head on and gave it all we had, and it felt so good because the film came out in a month where there were 16 films releasing, and I remember our film released with an Amitabh Bachchan starrer, Ek Ajnabi, and a Yash Chopra film, Neel and Nikki. And we had Bluffmaster coming next week, and Apharan in the previous week. So in fact, everybody in the business had said that nothing's going to happen with this film. He's a new boy, it's a new film, and this is the title. And what was great was it was the only film in that month that was a hit, and all the other films didn't do well. So that's, I think, hard work pays in the end.
Yeah. So have you been through acting workshops, and do you continue to workshop or train as an actor?
Not really. I have actually never undergone any formal training, but I've been doing this since I was 8. And even when I took a break from movies after my child actor years, in college I did theatre for 5 years. But no, I haven't actually ever gotten a formal training for acting as such.
But you've learned on the job.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. And talk about your, Golmaal was a big hit, and you're in Golmaal. You've come in a lot of multi-stars, but you hold your own. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, Golmaal was a pleasant surprise for me. I've worked with these producers before on a film called Superstar, and the whole Golmaal franchise is theirs. And when they were casting for Golmaal again, they wanted one new entry in the third one. And I think it was them and Rohit Shetty, the director, who luckily said, that we want him. And I remember they called me and they said Rohit wanted to meet me. And so I went to the office and I didn't expect anything. And he just had his writers ready who narrated this fantastic script to me. And I remember I was laughing throughout the narration. And they said, you know what, we want you to be a part of it. And you're the only guy who's going to join the team. I was like, why not? And it paid up pretty well and turned out to be a really entertaining film.
That's great. Kunal, there's so many youngsters that want to come to Bombay and make it, and there's so much conflict that goes on with that, and so many challenges and obstacles that people face. Talk about that in your experience.
See, I'll be very honest to everybody because I can relate to each and every person who wants to, come to Bombay. Everybody has that dream that, ek din main hero banunga. I want to see my poster and I want to see my film. I had that, but it is a hard. It takes a lot of hard work. Everybody needs talent, but it's also a little more than that. Luck plays a very important factor to be in the right place at the right time. And honestly, people generally just see the glitterazzi and the high lifestyle which you see on television. Let me tell you, 80% of it is not true. Like most of the gossips that people hear are not true. There's a lot of hard work that goes by. Obviously, there are a lot of perks of being an actor, of being a hero, but that happens once you get there, and the road there is really tough. There's a lot of heartbreak. So I'm not trying to demoralize anybody, but I think if you have a dream, you should definitely try and live up to it. Give it your best shot. But at the end of the day, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't kill yourself. Just know that there is more to life than that. But yes, for the first time, give it all you have so that you don't have any regrets in life that, oh, maybe if I did this or did that. So have no regrets in life. Just move ahead. But be ready for heartbreak because there are lots.
There's lots of stories in Bombay.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Well, thank you, Kunal. Thank you for your time here today. And welcome again to the Bay Area. I hope you come back, and next time you do get to spend the 10 days, and maybe we'll all go on a trip to Mission Peak, because that's really very nice.
Yes.
Maybe, fall time, yes, springtime, it's really nice.
I'll try to do that, and next time for sure, I'll make it at least 10 days trip.
Yeah. And thank you for your time, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you so much. Same to you guys. Have a great New Year.